This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Verse 16. Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 15 through 16, is that I was inspired to do a lesson on the impending crisis that's coming to America. Okay? And what inspired me to do a lesson on this was that I just recently watched the beloved brother Elder Malcolm's video that he just did a couple hours ago regarding the empty shelves, the shipping containers being empty or put to a stop. And he was showing a couple of videos of witnesses, basically saying that, due to the Trump tariffs, all right, the shelves are going to be empty and there's not going to be any goods coming from the shipping containers. All right, it's going to be put to a stop. And so, the Spirit jumped on me and said, let's see if a major financial news agency has been reporting this. And Tawadiyah Bashim Yashai, he put the Spirit on me to find this article. All right, and this article just came out recently, April 28, 2025. Okay? As the headline says, empty shelves, trucking layoffs lead to a summer recession in Apollo's shocking trade fight timeline. Right. All right. So you even having CNBC, a major news agency, all right, reporting from a credible source, Apollo, it's called the Apollo Management Group, okay, and they manage their clients' assets. All right, saying the same thing that the beloved Elder Malcolm brought out a couple of hours ago, that there's going to be chaos that's coming, all right, to the stores in a town, in a city near you, okay? So we ain't making this stuff up because the Bible been said that these things were going to happen in the last days, okay? The storehouses shall be empty. Let's get that. Okay, back to the milk scriptures. All right, these are the milk scriptures that we went into, which put fear in our heart to serve the Lord, man. Storehouses empty. Okay? We're going to go into that article. All right? This isn't a game. We are the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, mainly at Great Millstone. All right? And those that follow the doctrine of Great Millstone through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. We have been saying this for years. Years. The apostles and elders have been saying it for decades. Multiple decades that this is coming. Okay? And for the beloved brothers and sisters that have been taking heed, all right? Hey, this is not a time to panic. This is not a time to be fearful. Okay? Real quickly, I want to bring this out. I had it out. I was going to bring it out towards the end, but this is a perfect time. The Spirit said, bring it out now. Psalm chapter 37, verse 25. I have been young, and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Right. The Lord is going to take care, all right, his elect, those that have been seeking the Lord diligently, all right, calling upon his name, okay, doing what's right in the sight of the Lord, all right. This is not a time to panic, all right. This is not a time, all right, to lose your faith in the Lord. This is time to rejoice and be built up and get ready for what's to come. Because again, all right, if you've been paying attention, right, to us, the prophets here at Great Millstone, and those that follow the doctrine of Great Millstone through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai, then you already know what's coming. You already knew this was coming. Okay. So let's bring out 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 22, because this is what's coming to a store near you. Get ready. Okay. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be empty. Right. Empty shelves. That's what the title says. Empty shelves. Okay. 22. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. All right. And hey, these people are going to be scared. They're going to be afraid. Okay. There's going to be a lot of pandemonium. All right. 24. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Right. Shall friends fight against one another like enemies. Okay. All these clowns talking about, this is my dog, this is my right hand man, this is my ride or die. Well, he's going to turn on you. All right. Because he sees you have, okay, what he wants when it comes to food, especially. Okay. Or water. Oh, that's another thing, brothers and sisters. There's nothing wrong with getting a couple of extra cans, a couple of extra water. All right. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't go out buying the whole store. All right. Because that means that's showing lack of faith. Okay. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Right. It's going to be total lockdown. All right. And this is why, okay, Donald Trump, King Trump, all right, pushed out an executive order ordering federal agencies to increase the flow of military and national security equipment to local law enforcement. Right. Basically arming the police force. Okay. And you could throw in militia groups too, because the militia groups are going to be utilized, all right, to trim the herd, all right, and give the government what's known as plausible deniability, even though the government was funding them. That's for another topic. A move that has raised concerns about the militarization of policing across the United States. Wyatt Matt's research into militarized police forces have found the practice can erode public trust, escalate encounters between police and citizens, and blur the distinction between military operations and domestic law enforcement. Right, and that's pretty much what they're going to do. They're just going to get rid of this. Is this going to be military law enforcement, okay? While the military will be guiding the police force and how to conduct operations. So basically martial law, all right? But they'll guise it, saying like, oh no, the military is not getting involved yet. All right, it's the police, but they're just assisting the police. All right, but then the military is going to get involved. But at that time, you should already know it's martial law. All right, that's how Esau gets down. He masks things all the time. Also, real quickly, okay, how this is going to play out, you already know there's going to be an event. It may happen tomorrow, May 1st. On the anniversary of the Bavarian Illuminati, okay? All right, because, hey, this is when the Illuminati was founded, all right? They might be a cyber attack, a terrorist attack that knocks out the power, or that hits the financial system, okay? All right, which that will build a narrative for the Great Reset to get everybody into, to do the digital prison house. All right, because you already know they want to chip everyone, right? But the point is, tomorrow is their anniversary. They can, kick off, all right, to mask what was inevitable. All right? To mask it. All right? And that's why, again, let's read this one more time. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Right. Bad times are coming. We hear the prophets have been saying this over and over and over again. Like a broken record. But it's a beautiful broken record. 17, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Right. And again, this shouldn't shake you in faith. You should be pumped up in the spirit. Okay? All right? Hey, look, right here, 18. And be not drunk with wine, meaning these philosophies wherein is excess, but be filled with the spirit. Right? Okay? All right? And you could also look at this as physical wine. All right? This ain't a time to be getting drunk out of your ass. And I'm speaking for myself. Okay? This is the time to be focused. All right? So let's continue. Let's go into this article. All right, because it's coming. All right, it's coming, and maybe tomorrow might be the what ignites what's the inevitable. It's going to happen. The economic impact of the tariffs imposed by the Trump administration will soon become apparent to everyday Americans. All right, everyday Americans. So if you live in America, this is applying to you. Okay, all right. And lead to a recession this summer, according to Apollo Global Management. Right. Excuse me. This is the name of the company. It's called Apollo Global Management, not Apollo Management Group. It's called Apollo Global Management. Oh, so by the way, just a little bit of a history lesson on Apollo. Or Apollo was known as a Greek god. All right, who was known for a Greek god who foretold prophecies. Okay. Foretold prophecies. And that goes to show you these Edomites worship, all right, the Greek and Roman customs. Okay? But it's fitting why they would call themselves Apollo, because what they're saying to their clients, if those in the know, they're saying, hey, we can foretell the future. So give us your money, give us your assets so that you can beat the market. Okay? This is how they get down in the financial world, man. Okay? This is how they get down. All right? You know, it's crazy. Our people don't, you know, they've been chasing the bag, but they don't know the first thing about making money and you know, terminologies behind words and meanings of words, but they want to go ahead and chase the bag and reject the Lord. Okay, let's see where that fiat currency is going to get you when there's no food in the stores, man. What's that going to get you? Priced right daily, right, empty. That's funny right there. It goes on and says, Torsten Sloak, chief economist at Apollo, laid out a timeline and presentation for clients that showed when the impact of tariffs announced by President Donald Trump could hit the U.S. economy. Right, so basically, they're becoming prognosticators, seers, okay, within the economic world. Hey, all right, this is what we're projecting, okay? We're foreseeing in the near future, boom, the store shelves are going to be empty. And this is what we've been doing here, us as the prophets in righteousness, saying, hey, look, this is going to happen. And we're getting it from the scriptures. What's the better source? Okay, but our people, all right, no, I don't want to hear the Bible. What does the Edomite got to say? Well, we're going to give you what the Edomites got to say. Edomites that handle money that you're chasing, trying to chase the bag, all right? This is all they think about, these Edomites. Money. All right, so I'm going to give you the source, all right? So if you didn't want to hear the beloved elder Malcolm, all right, who was saying the same thing, all right, you hear from these Edomites' mouths, from the financial realm. How about that? Okay? A lot of our people going to die, man, because you didn't want to take heed to the prophets. You're going to die to death. Torsten Sloak, chief economist at Apollo, laid out a timeline and a presentation for clients that showed when the impact of tariffs announced by President Donald Trump could hit the U.S. economy. Based on the transport time required for goods from China, U.S. consumers could start to notice trade-related shortages in their local stores next month. Next month. That's in May. So, hey, again, I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, the Lord can do anything. You know, the Lord could allow these devils to do their ritual tomorrow, okay, which would end off that whole sacrifice to the beast. Or it could be sometime in May that they create a pandemonium to justify why, all right, there's no food, okay, in the stores, or lack thereof. And the food that's in there is going to be overpriced. And then there's going to be limited. All right, they're going to tell you can only take certain much, just like the pandemic, okay? The quote, this is the key part right here. The consequences will be empty shelves in U.S. stores in a few weeks, and the crown-like shortages for consumers and for firms using Chinese products as immediate goods, right? So if you've been dependent on Chinese products, you're going to feel it the worst, okay? And everything, practically a lot of stuff is made from China, gets shipped over here. So, hey, this is going to be a major effect. So this is the timeline, all right? April 2nd, the tariffs were announced. Container ship departures from China to U.S. slowing. Early to mid-May, container ships to U.S. ports come to a stop. And this is exactly what the beloved elder Malkwa was bringing out just a couple hours ago in his video, okay? Come to a stop. Mid to late May, trucking demand comes to a halt, leading to empty shelves and lower sales for companies. Late May to early June, layoffs in trucking and retail industry, right? So that's it. And they're predicting recession, summer, okay? Which I believe, Great Depression, okay? It's going to be very bad here in Babylon the Great. And this is why the Don, King Donald Trump, pushed this executive order, okay? He signed it. Yeah, this was an executive order. And he said he wanted it. He said, within 90 days of the date of this order, the Secretary of Defense, in coordination with the Attorney General, shall determine how military and national security assets, training, and non-lethal capabilities. What's non-lethal capabilities? All right, stuff for riots. All right, tear gas, riot shields, riot clubs. All right, the ASP. Okay, and personnel can most effectively be utilized to prevent crime. Right, looting. Okay. Breaking of infrastructure. Okay, because it ain't just gonna be Jake doing it; it's gonna be Edomites too. Because all right, everybody, all right, are those that haven't been paying attention, they're gonna feel it the worst. They're gonna be the main ones to get to lose their minds. Doesn't matter if they're Jake or they're an Edomite or any other nation. This is from Forbes. What I like to do, I like to give two sources, okay? From two credible news sources, which proves, all right, that this is coming. Empty retail shelves could disrupt back to school and holiday shopping, right? Okay? So there's another one. Again, they're just saying, all right, it could happen during the beginning of school, or during the holidays. Inbound cargo shipments from China have plummeted since early April, just as retails and their wholesale partners need to bring inventory for the critical back to school, through holiday shopping season, right? It's back to back with these articles. Okay, look, another empty shelf. This is Target. Okay, nothing there. The number of U.S. bound cargo ships from China are down about 40% from early this month, and they are carrying about 1/3 fewer containers since President Trump announced 145 tariffs on Chinese imports. John D. McCown, non-resident senior fellow at the Center for Maritime Strategy. So this is someone who focuses on maritime strategy. Okay, this is an American think tank. Reported that cargo carriers canceled 80 sailings from China to the U.S. in April, roughly 60% more in any month during the Crown pandemic. So this is worse, okay, than the Crown. Even if what Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent called a trade embargo is resolved quickly, highly unlikely given current tensions, retailers are still looking at the possibility of critical inventory shortage for the second half of the year, right? Okay, so this is somebody, again, who just collects the data, all right? He focuses on maritime strategy, okay? The Center for Maritime Strategy. Let me see if this is an American think tank. I guarantee this is, all right? Let me look this up. What is the Center of Maritime Strategy is an organization that studies the relationship between maritime power and national power in the United States. It conducts policies, research, advocates for maritime-related issues, and educates stakeholders about the contributions of the sea services. Wow, this is pertaining mainly to the military, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Merchant Marine, to American security and prosperity. The CMS is housed with the Navy League of the United States. So this ain't no joke. All right, this is the military, okay, preparing for this too. Okay, look at that. All right, another Greek symbol, Poseidon's pitchfork. Okay, again, these are the Edomites. All right, they worship Greco-Roman customs. Okay, wow. Oh yeah, it's going down, man. It's going down. Hey, last one. Okay, Elder Malcolm brought the scripture out. I'm bringing it out again. Repetition is the art of remembrance, and by keeping these scriptures in mind, it keeps you rooted and putting your whole trust and faith in the Lord. In fact, before I get this, let me get oh yeah, this you already know civil war is going to kick off. Isaiah 19:2. You can read that for yourself, but I want to bring this out. Isaiah chapter 33 verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, right? Wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures, of the words of the Lord, being built up in the faith, okay? And strength of salvation, right? Because we're looking forward to this. So, all right, because this is meaning that we're almost out of here, okay? And the Lord is going to save, all right, those that trust and have faith in him. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, right? And we fear the Lord. That's why we went and we said, the hell with this world, we're serving the Lord. All right, the hell with this world, man. So let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Right, and this is pertaining, all right, to our people. Hey, man, all right, the clock is ticking, man. It's time to serve the Lord. All right, this ain't a time to be thinking about a 10-year plan here in Babylon the Great. Hey, did you not just read these two articles? They're even telling you, all right, the shit's about to hit the fan. Okay, we ain't got no 10 years. We got months. All right, I would be surprised if we're here till 2030. And the only reason why I'm saying 2030 is because that's their NWO agenda for sustainability, according to United Nations. Okay, I'd be surprised even then. All right, but it's coming, man. All right, and this is how you know the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, is being is going to be ushered in anytime. Okay. Zechariah chapter 14 verse 13, just to show you that people are going to slaughter each other, neighbor against neighbor. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord shall be among them, and they shall lay hold every one on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. Right. Okay. And they can easily use an Edomite supremacist group or a Jake supremacist group, all right, to kick off a pandemonium, a hidden infrastructure, that electrical grid or a financial infrastructure that will cause chaos, and then they'll use that as a mask, all right, to why the stores are empty, all right? Because again, we're dealing with the devil here, okay? But what the point is, it's going to make people kill each other, all right? All right, you can't be ignorant to that, all right? That this is going to cause pandemonium chaos. So Lord willing, as edifying, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Makakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep the door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. All right? This ain't a time, all right, to be scared. This ain't a time, all right, to lose faith. This is time to be built up in the faith and trust in the Lord. All right? Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. We said this was going to happen. All right? The prophet's been saying this. The Lord put us on game, okay, to reveal us what's about to happen. All right? Just trust in the Lord, and he's going to always make a way. The righteous will not be out begging for bread. All right? To the few sisters that are watching, same thing. The same goes to you. Stay prayed up. All right? Stay studying, and when you pray, each other, cover. Almost out of here. Shalom.